stuff, his mechanics. They believe he's going to take the next step this year.
Now he will be dealing with the ABS system where you can challenge 2 calls a game each team, and that might benefit that guy who has so many low pitches called strikes on him, and he will be able to challenge those, Aaron Judge. And even with that disadvantage of being so tall, he somehow was able to pull off another MVP, David.
Yes, he did. I mean, he's in the middle of a historic run. I mean, you talk about peaks in certain guys' careers, and you look at the Hall of Fame. Yankee fans are looking at a Hall of Famer. This is just like it must have been to watch Mickey Mantle play back in the 50s, or name a great star of the past. He fills the bill in that category for the current Yankees.
And his elbow barked last year. He said it's 100% now, able to make throws to all of the bases, so he is not limited whatsoever. There's Aaron Boone. We'll talk to him in the 4th inning, starting his 9th season as the manager of the New York Yankees. Yankees won 94 games last year. The Tigers were 87 and 75, 1 game back in the American League Central. So the 22-year-old will turn 23 in May in front of a sellout crowd at Steinbrenner Field. He is ready to roll. Beautiful day, not many clouds in the sky. And he's decked out in the home white pinstripes. The Yankees always wear that in the first spring training game at home of the spring season. LeGrand's ready. Jones is digging in, about to get ready as well. Meredith Marakovitz will join us later on in the broadcast as well. So we're ready, and we're ready to rock and roll. 25th season on Yes, beginning right now. Amazing, 25 years, quarter of a century. It's gone by in an eye blink. LeGrand's ready. Jones ready. Let's do it in Tampa. And the first pitch is upstairs, and we are underway. Jones getting the start in right field. And that one is in on the hands and popped up. And the first baseman, Seth Brown, will make the play. Let's take a look at the Yankee defense. You saw Brown at first. Schumann is at second. DeYoung trying to stick as a non-roster invitee, and Ryan McMahon at third. In the outfield, left to right, Dominguez, Jones, and Judge, with Albert Sanchez behind the plate catching LeGrand. And here is Kevin McGonigal, the #2 consensus. Prospect in baseball behind Pittsburgh's Connor Griffin. Alan Trammell, legendary Tiger Hall of Famer, quickly impressed with McGonigal in camp, said, "I love him." 37th overall pick in the first round in 2023. And Baseball America, David, gave him the first 80 grade hit tool in their prospect ranking since Vlad Guerrero.
That is impressive. I think just 3 minor league seasons, touched Double-A last year, but there's been some injuries in camp for the Tigers, and including Trey Sweeney, former Yankees down. So hey, there's some extra eyes on this kid. Could he make the team?
Lined into left field. It's a base hit in front of Dominguez. Takes it off the chest and then will flip it into second base as McGonigal leads off with the single. Speaking of Alan Trammell, happy birthday wishes go out to him. His 68th birthday today.
Yeah, right on cue, Michael. Let's just hit it where it's pitched. A bullet to left field on a fastball away, and a high-octane fastball as well. So just as advertised so far, McGonigal. He's born in 2004, Michael.
21 years old. Wow. Here's Gleyber Torres, pitch up and in. Gleyber Torres accepted the Tigers' offer of a qualifying offer, so a 1-year deal for him. First year with the Tigers last year, 16 homers and 74 ribbies. Right back at LeGrand and past the diving Schumann into center field, a base hit for Torres. So first and second, one man out.
98 miles an hour going in. I don't know how hard that was coming out, but couldn't get a glove on it. Crack of the bat is back. Spring training underway.
Brought him to his knees. That was 102 off the bat. So quick rally here by the Tigers as we start this game, and that'll bring up Colt Keith, third baseman, cleaning up. First and second, one man out. And there's a strike. That's a pitch I think that's going to be very significant with the new ABS system, David.
Yes, I agree.
And a pitch that seemed high without the ABS, now you can see when you look at it on the ABS system, it is in fact a strike at the top of the zone.
It is. You see a lot of high cutters there, high breaking balls. A couple different kinds of breaking balls there from LaGrange. Little slower one there, throwing it for strike, back door.
Swing and a miss ball in the...
Couple different kinds of breaking balls there from LaGrange. Little slower one there, throwing it for strike, back door.
Swing and a miss ball in the dirt. McGonigal goes to third. The throw goes into left field. That'll allow McGonigal to score. McMahon could not come up with the throw from Sanchez, so it's a strikeout. Moving to third on the ball in the dirt, then an E2 allows him to score. 1-0 Tigers.
Well, a really good changeup from LaGrange that gets the strikeout. We saw all his secondary pitches there, and you can see an ill-advised throw. Cost the Yankees a run right here, but an excellent changeup.
So it is E2 on Sanchez. Torres moves to second. Here's Jake Rogers. 99, swung on and missed by Rogers. And that was 100 miles an hour. Buzz in camp in a early BP where LaGrange struck out Judge on a 102.7 mile per hour fastball.
Yeah, we've seen all of his secondary pitches this first inning as he continues to work, and it's impressive. He's got all the makings, a couple of different kinds of breaking balls and a really good changeup to go with that high-octane fastball.
Swing and a miss on the change. Rogers down on strikes. So the Tigers get a run on 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 man left. Detroit won, and the New York Yankees coming to bat.
And this is what's possible and wants to go.
Tigers get a run, but boy, a full array of pitches we see from LaGrange, pretty impressive. And now Cater Montero on the mound for the Tigers, and this is the Yankee lineup that he is going to face. Jason Dominguez leads off. Aaron Judge in right field bats second. Ryan McMahon in third. Paul Goldschmidt, the DH, will clean up. Seth Brown at first, Paul DeYoung at short, Spencer Jones in center field. Max Schumann is the second baseman, batting 8th and batting 9th, and catching, it's Ali Sanchez. Look at those numbers for Judge. Got him another MVP award. 53 homers, 114 ribbies. And those are the numbers on Montero. Last year, 20 games, 12 starts, 72 strikeouts in 90 and 2/3 innings.
He's really versatile performer for the Tigers, especially in postseason last year. And the Hyundai scouting report, versatile swingman, can start, can middle relief. More of a sinker ground ball style, and that solid postseason last year really set him up to make this team probably in middle relief.
Starts off with a fastball, up and away against Dominguez. You know, anything can happen in spring training. You look at injuries, but the way the roster is set up now, in all likelihood, Dominguez will start the season at AAA, because as Brian Cashman, the Yankee GM, said, you want to get him at bats, you want to get him in the field. If he's a bench player for the Yankees, Yankees starting outfield is set. He wouldn't get many plate appearances. Again, you don't sign any of that in ink because you don't know about injuries.
Especially considering the fact that he needs reps batting right-handed, because that really increases his value. If he can get his right-handed production anywhere close to his left-handed production, that changes the equation.
Now, he had over 400 plate appearances last year as he works a walk, but the thing is, obviously Grisham had such a great year that moved him out of the starting lineup, and he played off the bench. Here's a guy who starts all the time, and that is Aaron Judge. Not much needs to be said about this guy, as you said, David. He's going to Cooperstown one year.
Oh, he is. I mean, those numbers are historic in terms of the run that he's had over the last few years. And however you stack it, he's among the game's greats.
Now, usually you slow roll a player like Judge early in the spring, but Aaron Boone said he's going to play in 5 of the first 9 games because the Yankees have to build him up because he's Captain America, Team USA, and the WBC. So before he turns him over to Mark DeRosa, he wants him to be a full-fledged 9-inning player. Fly ball center field.
Batting third for the Yankees, the third baseman, number 19, Ryan McMahon, number 19.
So 1 on, 1 out. Here's Ryan McMahon. Trade deadline deal for the Yankees. He shored up their defense at third base. He's outstanding defensively. Yankees are trying to get him better offensively. One of the things they've done, he has a very wide open stance, one of the most wide open stances in baseball. Spread, not wide open, but spread. And they're closing that up just a bit, and they think that will help him.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch and see mechanically. The Yankees worked with him in the offseason, being able to revamp some things and get some more contact. The bat speed and the pop is there. He's got good pop in his bat when he makes contact. It just need more contact, as you see there, 20 home runs, especially at Yankee Stadium. There's more to give there.
That one is laced into left field. That is going to be a base hit. So that's going to bounce over the wall. It'll be a double as Dominguez advances to third.
Oh, you gotta love this. I mean, fastball up and over the plate. You see his reaction. Just good, quick hands, line drive, keep it fair. Cruise on into second with a double.
So second and third, 1 man out, and that'll bring up Paul Goldschmidt. As the Yankees closed in on spring training, Goldschmidt signed with them. Last year, he was a starting first baseman, then shared time with Ben Rice. Ben Rice is the starting first baseman now, but they love his leadership. They love what he gives them in the clubhouse, and also a very good right-handed batter against lefty pitching.
Reportedly, too, he had offers to go elsewhere, maybe for more playing time. But he loved playing for the Yankees, wanted to come back.
So 2-0 on Goldschmidt.
It's hard to quantify, the presence of a clubhouse guy or a veteran like Goldschmidt. I don't know how that, relates to the stat sheet, but I know him in a clubhouse is a good thing for young players. Mentorship, just his steady, even-keeled leadership. One of the great guys in the game. Intangibles are off the chart.
And there is really an intangible there that he can impart some wisdom on Ben Rice, who is going to be essentially the everyday first baseman. And Goldschmidt, a former MVP, Gold Glove winner, got a lot of wisdom to give him.
Everybody clap your hands.
See, Goldschmidt wants a championship. That's why he came back. Not only did he love playing for the Yankees, but it's obvious he wants to be part of a winning team, a team that has a chance to go to the World Series.
38 years old. Breaking ball just misses. 3-2. Dominguez at third, McMahon's at second. And that one is wrapped to left field. It is a base hit. Dominguez scores easily. McMahon will be sent home. He'll score. It's a two-run single for Goldschmidt. And the Yankees take the lead 2-1.
First at-bat of the spring is a professional at-bat as he laid off a really good breaking ball down and away. Bought himself a fastball, cut him off with the pass. 1 for 1, 2 ribbies.
So the veteran leads off first. Montero steps off. Yankees' 31st season in Tampa. Legends Field opened in 1996. In 2008, it became George M. Steinbrenner Field. David, you were part of that Yankee team that opened that ballpark.
It was amazing. It was a great feeling. It was sold out from day one and still sold out all these years later. It's a great venue, intimate.
Second base, there's one. On to first, Seth Brown banks into a 4-6-3 inning-ending double play. But the Yankees score 2 on 2 hits with no one left on base. We go to the second, 2-1 Bombers. Well, LeGrand flashed 4 pitches in the first inning. The last pitch in the first was a changeup that Jake Rogers swings over, and you love that play. Brought to you by Love That Chicken from Popeyes. I know you were impressed, David.
Yeah, we'll call that a changeup. That's a power changeup at 93 miles an hour with excellent movement down and in.
And the first pitch, a cutter, foul back by Young. Now, LaGrande has been the talk of the camp so far. Meredith Marakovich has done a lot of talking to him. What do you know, Meredith?
Well, Michael, the talk for good reason. A ton of potential out of Carlos LaGrande. I actually caught up with pitching coach Matt Blake, who said he wants people to know that he has way more pitchability than people realize. Yes, everybody's talking about his triple-digit fastball, but there's more than that. He's a guy that has the sweeper, the change that we saw in 2 strikeouts there in that first inning, but he knows how to use those pitches. He's pretty astute on the mound. Yes, he's a work in progress, but Matt Blake said they truly believe that he could be a starter in the league. Now, he's drawn some comparisons to Dylan Betances. LaGrande 6'7", Dylan Betances 6'8". Of course, he'll be with us on the Yes Network throughout the course of this season. But something that stood out to me about LaGrande, Michael, you mentioned him getting Aaron Judge on a 102.7-mile-an-hour fastball. Well, the first person he faced was Aaron Judge in the first live session of all of camp with a pretty big crowd here at George M. Steinbrenner Field. And first pitch, Aaron Judge took him deep to left field. LaGrande did not sulk, did not look shaken up by any stretch of the imagination. He simply got back on the mound, went back to work, and the next time up, he struck out Aaron Judge. When I spoke to him during media day, I asked him about trying to blow people away with that fastball and mentioned that 102-mile-an-hour pitch, and he just looked at me and smiled and said, I threw 103 last year. Like, it was super casual and normal, David. That is not normal.
Now in his lace to left field, you can see LaGrande was upset, but erasing that mistake is Dominguez, who ran it down for the first out.
Well, my first impression, I've seen him on video, watched LaGrande, and I've heard all the hype. We'll see. Dominguez get a good jump here and go over and catch that slicing line drive. That's also a story to watch for obvious reasons in left field and his defensive improvement. But LaGrande, this is a starter. The stuff, you can see the mix, the cutter, the sweeper, different speeds on his breaking ball package. The changeup is well above average, and of course we know about the fastball. This is not a guy who you think needs to learn another pitch. Might just end up in the back end of the bullpen. This is a starter's repertoire all the way around. So, yes, I could see why the Yankees want to keep him as a starter, because there's so much value in starting pitching nowadays.
On 2 levels of the minor leagues last year, 120 innings, struck out 168, but he walked 62, so that's going to be an issue. Are you seeing anything with his delivery that would lead you to believe why he's a little wild?
No. I think it's just trying to mix in 4 different types of pitches, and harness all of them.
In on the hands, popped up. Sanchez will put it away for out number 2.
I believe it's just reps. There's certain things you can only learn for yourself out there on the mound, and that's all he needs is more reps. And when you're trying to mix in 3, 4, 5 different pitches, it takes a while to harness all that. It's not like he's really wild with one pitch. It's just, experience for him to get more time.
Well, Baseball America has him rated as the 4th best Yankee prospect, and in the Yankee system, they say he has the best fastball and the best changeup. 0-1 on Valencia.
It's easy gas, too. The old saying is, is he really efforting to throw 100 miles an hour? It doesn't look that way. You see the way he finishes up at the end. That's what you can really tell. That's what I watch for pitchers, is how they finish, how balanced they are, and how much effort they have to put into throwing the ball 100 miles an hour. You see, that was a breaking ball, but nonetheless, his mechanics are fairly under control for somebody who's 6'7", 6'8".
And just 22 years old. Well, the Yankees have to be pleased what they've done in terms of producing young pitching. Will Warren had a good year for them last year. Clark Schmidt rehabbing from Tommy John surgery. Obviously, he's been very valuable for the Yankees as well. Cam Schlittler. Those are important arms that are making big starts for them.
Yes, and they are in the pipeline. Cam Schlittler, as I said before, is just a preview. And Will Warren last year. The type of arms they have, the type of power arms they're developing. LaGrande right here on display. There's several others, too.
Ground ball, McMahon. Nice easy toss across the diamond, and LaGrande works a 1-2-3 inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 2nd. Yankees up by 1. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Yankees. Welcome back to Yankee Spring Training, presented by your local Ford stores. Legacies are proven on the field. Start yours in the legendary Ford Bronco, the official SUV of the Yankees. Ford scoreboard. Yankees lead 2-1, each team with 2 hits. Now Paul DeYoung will step in and lead off against Montero. And a strike. With the Nationals last year, 228, 6 homers, and 23 ribbies. Rounded foul.
DeYoung, a veteran right-handed batter, has always had pop in his bat. I think that's the enticement for the Yankees. He can play shortstop as a backup, can fill in some spots for them, but the pop in that right-handed bat, he's got 149 career home runs, so he's always been able to hit the ball out of the park.
Well, he was an all-star in 2019, David. He had 30 home runs that year, 31 doubles, and a 762 OPS. Runner-up for the National League Rookie of the Year in 2017. Yankees have always liked him. 9 big league seasons. Did he go? Yes, he did. So DeYoung down on strikes. And that's going to bring up Spencer Jones. Where does he fit in? Obviously, they don't want Jones and Dominguez, David, to be sitting on the bench. So unless something happens injury-wise, those two will probably start at AAA, but you make an impression right here. He's got big power, really big power. But the problem is that the swing and miss ability. He had a good year when you look at those numbers. Good OPS, 35 home runs, but he does strike out a bit too much.
You kind of get a feeling, too, with Spencer Jones that he's still kind of working out his mechanics. I'm seeing some changes already here, almost Ohtani-like, with a kind of a toe tap with his front toe rather than a kick or a hover. It's exactly the way Ohtani does it with his front foot. So that's a pretty good model for Spencer Jones. Watch that front foot. There's just a little bit of a turn in. Not really a leg kick. He gets it ready early. I like it.
Big time power, long drive to right field. There it goes. See ya. Over everything. A long home run for Jones. And the Yankees lead 3-1.
But speaking of Ohtani-like, not only the swing, but the power. This is impressive. See how he's ready, the curl in, no stride, and look at him spin out with that front foot. Hammered. Is it fair? Yep. 408 feet.
That one's popped up right side by Schumann, and Jones puts it away. So 24 years old. Spencer Jones did well in spring training last year, and he starts this one very well.
He's a fantastic athlete. The power, the speed, plays good defense. He's very Aaron Judge-like in terms of athleticism. But I love this little change he's made this year. That's impressive. That gets him ready to hit earlier. That might increase his contact rates. We'll see.
Alex Sanchez with a deep drive. No, that was Jones. I apologize. This is Alex Sanchez. Count 0-1. You know, we worry about the strikeouts with Jones, and that's the one part of his game that gives you some concern. But remember, when Aaron Judge came up, that was the same issue, and he closed up the hole. Now, he still strikes out a lot, but he has hits for high average and hits a lot of home runs. So you take that. Jones is a superior defender and has great speed, can steal bases as well. So the toolkit is full.
It is, and there was a stretch last year where Jones really did control his strikeouts, so we'll see how that goes.
Sanchez goes down on strikes. Yankees up 3-1.
So New York Lottery's new extra multiplier ticket
It's time for the Umpire Scouting Report, brought to you by your local Kia dealers. It's Matt Blackborough. He is considered neutral. He has no major league experience, and this will depress you, David. First pro umpire born in the 2000s. He's in AAA last year and getting a start behind the plate at Steinbrenner Field.
Babyface.
Yeah.
Huh? Wow.
LaGrande out for his third inning of work. And the pitch to Julks is outside, 1-0. Yankees lead 3-1. Loud home run by Spencer Jones in the bottom of the second. Gave the Yankees another run. So it'll be 9-1-2 in the Tigers' order. Home plate umpires obviously scrutinized all the time. This year, ABS comes to regular season baseball. Each team has 2 challenges. Only the catcher, the hitter, and the pitcher can challenge a pitch. It has to be done immediately, so you can't really look at a replay from the dugout. Long fly ball left field. Dominguez back, turning, looking, see ya. A home run for Julks, and it is 3-2 Yanks.
See, one thing you find out as a young pitcher on the major league level, mistakes get lost. Sometimes they get fouled off in Double-A. They get hit over the fence here, and you can see that looks like off speed. Something up and out over the plate. It wasn't where he was trying to throw it. And it ain't coming back.
Pitch high to the leadoff hitter, Jahmai Jones.
It's a changeup. Left up and out. That's the worst one he's thrown today. He's thrown several really high quality ones.
The call in the field is a ball.
And there's the ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. So the Yankees will challenge that, thinking that it was a strike. Called the ball by Blackborough.
The call in the field is
And it
confirmed.
was indeed a ball.
The Yankees have 1 challenge remaining.
So you have 1 challenge remaining. Now, if you get a challenge right, you retain that challenge. But they have 1 challenge remaining. They have another challenge as if it goes to extra innings. Of the 3 people that could challenge, David, who's best suited to do it?
Probably the catcher. You know, although pitcher's probably the last one. Depends on the pitcher, though. There are some pitchers who finish up really well, and they can see it too. Immediately challenged by the catcher.
An 1/8 of an inch off the plate. So Blackborough's call is confirmed. Now, I've told you this before, David. I've had conversations with the Hall of Famer John Smoltz. He said a pitcher should never challenge. They're off balance. There's emotion. They should never challenge. They don't see the ball well. But you think sometimes they should.
I wouldn't completely take it away from them. And once again, depends on the pitcher. You know, Greg Maddux, he'll do whatever he wanted when he pitched if he had that option.
I think they're trying to get a feel in spring training, even the hitters that are responsible enough, because there's a lot of emotion that goes into playing. You don't want emotion leading them to challenge in the first inning, and then you don't have a challenge in a big part of the game later. Here are the rules. Each team receives 2 challenges. Only batter, pitcher, or catcher may challenge. Assistance from the dugout not permitted. Challenges must be made immediately after the ump's call, and teams will receive an additional challenge in each extra inning. We've had this in the minors. We had that last year in spring training, but it will be in effect during the 2026 season. Here's McGonigal. And a strike.
I like it because it's fan involvement. They can see exactly what's going on. It's fairly quick. As long as it stays that way, then I think the fans can see and understand exactly what's going on, see it on the scoreboard. But you're right, Michael. It's going to be a learning curve on when you should use it, how you should use it, and who should use it. Latter innings certainly can make a difference, but You can win or lose a game in the third or fourth inning, too, with the bases loaded and a bad call.
Another challenge right here.
The call on the field is a
Two
ball.
quick challenges.
The catch is challenging.
The Yankees win that challenge. It is a strike.
New York has one challenge remaining.
How about the kid Sanchez being very aggressive?
Yes. After he's 1 for 2 on the calls.
Popped up behind the plate. Sanchez cannot make the play. It's over the screen. How would you feel with the, you could challenge plays in the field, but it could just be the players? Because right now it is the dugout. You hold things up. Let the players do it in real time.
I actually would be very interested in something like that. You can see the screen won that battle.
1-2 on McGonigal, singled in the first and came around to score. Right field, Judge.
Yeah, to further on that, talk about that point, Michael, there's nothing really entertaining about watching a manager in the dugout look over his shoulder and wait for time and get confirmation from somebody in a video room. That's not a great process to watch. It's not fan-friendly. It takes more time. I like this system better. So, yeah, I would be interested to hear more about that. Put it on the field quickly, put it on the scoreboard.
There's Gleyber Torres. Change up in the dirt.
No. Obviously, there's a difference between strike zone calls and attack play at second base.
And we talked about this a lot, David, the unintended consequence of the other channel system. I mean, if you come off by a nanosecond just because of a slide and you're literally safe on your steal or trying to go in for a double, that wasn't the intention of having the challenge system.
I agree completely. The unintended consequence is to slow the game down and take several minutes to figure out whether you're out or safe.
And the people that are monitoring the dugout are so good, they do see if you just release from the bag by 1/8 of an inch for just a moment, and they'll challenge and they'll win. But is that what the challenge is really
Right.
about?
Exactly.
2-1 count on Gleyber, singled in the first inning. And it's a high fly ball to deep right. Going back, Judge on the track. He makes the play in front of the wall for out number 2. So LeGrande has thrown 47 pitches in his first outing of the spring.
So Gleyber Torres knows Yankee Stadium. He knows these dimensions very well. You get a ball up in the air to right field, you get a chance. Came up short.
So here's Keith. 1-0.
I really think this system, this challenge system, is an advantage to the hitters more than the pitchers. I think there's more calls missed off the plate that are called strikes than vice versa. So any challenge system on a strike zone, to me, is going to skew towards an advantage to the hitters, based on historical data, and more missed calls one way or the other.
Strike. 3-1. So the Yankees have done internal investigations. Judge is victimized by the low strike And Jazz Chisholm is victimized by the high strike, so they'll be able to correct that with challenges. Three and two. That'll release Jones at first. 3-2, 2 outs. So 52 pitches for the 22. And there's ball 4 as Jones will lose the second. So Keith walks, first and second, 2 outs. That'll bring up Jake Rogers. And at 52, let's see if that's it for the youngster. Not about the situation. It's all about pitch counts at this point.
Yeah.
Here comes Aaron Boone.
I agree. This is the first start. There's no reason to take a chance here at all.
All right, so the Yankees signal to the bullpen. That'll do it for LaGrange. Leads runners on first and second, and he leads 3-2. Citizens Bank call to the bullpen by Aaron Boone brings in the left-hander Will Bryan, who starts off Jake Rogers with a breaking ball up and away, so the count 1-0. At high A and double A last year. You see the numbers. There's a strike. So Jones at second and Keith is at first. 3-2 Yankees. Top of the third. The other way. Brown flips to Bryan, and Bryan comes in and gets out of a jam. Tigers get a run on 1 hit and 2 left. LaGrange, with a pretty impressive performance, gets congratulated.
6 Sportage LX front-wheel drive for $219 a month.
Jason Dominguez.
Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Yankees, the official source for your Yankees gear. New pitcher is Birch Smith for the Tigers, and he deals a strike to Jason Dominguez. Top of the Yankee order, Dominguez, Judge, and McMahon here in the bottom of the third. Yankees lead by 1. Fly ball left field. Schultz battling the Sun, and he can't make the play. The Sun won that battle as Dominguez will end up at second.
What a helpless feeling that must be. You got sunglasses on, you're trying to use your glove to shade, and right there's no chance. The panic that comes in at the end there for an outfielder.
Because he did not get his glove on the ball, they're going to give Dominguez a double. Judge fouls it off. Judge, one of 11 Yankees that will depart to play for different teams in the WBC. Judge, of course, will play for the United States. That's a fly ball to center field and deep. Cruz back, track, wall, and it is gone. A home run for Judge to dead center. A 2-run shot. And the Yankees lead 5-2.
Well, in case you were wondering what Aaron Judge looks like so far this spring. Bangs one off the batter's eye for a 2-run home run.
McMahon. Schultz gets another try. Again, another battle with the Sun. That one he wins. 1 away.
Slider right down the middle.
Now to bring up Goldschmidt. He takes a strike. Goldschmidt a 2-run single in the first inning. 1-1.
Yep. Everything looks right.
Well, he wants the early lock-in because he is going to play for the WBC, and looks like he's locked in.
He looks ready to go. We continue on with being the best hitter in the game currently.
Two and two.
Just as another illustration, Michael, and you and I have talked about this with Aaron Judge, how important it is for the Yankees to take advantage of this prime that he's in right now. And whether you like it or not as a player, you will be judged at the end on whether you get a ring or not. I'll just ask Alex Rodriguez that question about the 09 championship.
That one is wrapped to left field. Schultz getting a workout. 2 down. That's John Elway. It matters.
Yes, it matters, and even though it's a team sport, we get it. You can say all you want, but Aaron Judge knows it. He's desperate to win a championship in pinstripes. And that's what leads the Yankees. It could be a rallying cry. We had that feeling for Mattingly, get Mattingly to the playoffs in '95.
Brown with a single. Jones gets it in.
Teams and fan bases and players can rally around a guy like Aaron Judge, the way he is, how charismatic he is, what kind of a leader he is. So, yeah, you feel it. You feel it in that clubhouse.
Here's Paul DeYoung, struck out in the second. That one is loped into center field. It's a base hit. Cruz comes up throwing. Fires to McGonigal. So Brown goes to second.
Yankees center fielder, number 78. Lester Jones.
Good old Laz Diaz.
Middle in, DeYoung just brings his hands in, serves it up the middle. I don't know about you, Michael, but I could never look at Laz Diaz again without thinking about Aaron Boone doing an impersonation of him when he got thrown out of the game. It's just a visual you can't get out of your mind.
Perfect imitation. Wonder how much Laz appreciated it.
I think umpires do after a while. Once you get a little time in between. You know, I had that discussion with Charlie Williams, old-time umpire, who made a call at first base in Atlanta one day when I argued with him and allowed 2 runs to score. And since that time, when we saw each other, we'd laugh. We'd laugh about it. And I'm sure Laz Diaz laughs about it now, too.
There's Spencer Jones in the second inning, David.
Yeah, I mean, the loud sound off the bat, I mean, his power, on a scale of 1 to 10, if you had a 1 to 10 scale for power, his is a 10. He's got that kind of talent.
It seems like his setup, David, is different than last year, and then he kind of moves into what used to be. He kind of sets up open to the pitcher a bit.
Yeah, that's what he did last year, and he was copying Aaron Judge with a little hover move with his front leg. Kind of lift it up and hover and then put it down. Now he's doing Ohtani. He switches right to kind of a toe tap and no leg kick.
And Jones goes down on strikes. But the Yankees get 2 runs on 4 hits, the big blow. Well, we know this. We've seen this. It's a 2-run home run by Judge. We go to the 4th inning. Yankees lead the Tigers 5-2 in the first home spring training game. And we get an opportunity to talk to the manager of the New York Yankees, starting his 9th season at the helm of the Bronx Bombers. And we'll start off with this, Aaron. LaGrange really flashed some pretty good stuff. Do you agree?
I do. He's been excellent all camp so far. Really good kid. Really good makeup. Kind of has developed into a leader now coming up through the minor leagues. And what I've been pleased with is, just in his first couple live outings, and now obviously here, the home debut here, just filling up the strike zone for the most part. And that's the next step for him. Obviously, you see all the stuff, the big fastball, really good changeup, although he gave up the homer on the changeup that he hung today, and then the sweeper. But I like that he was in the zone for the most part with all of it.
Now, yesterday, got an opportunity to look at Elmer Rodriguez. What'd you think of him in Sarasota?
Yeah, I mean, another guy we're super excited about. Like Elmer, I watch Elmer. I think he's got a chance to have a long career at this. As a starting pitcher too. He can do a lot. He's very versatile on the mound. Good athlete. Makes the ball move how he wants, and I think still coming into his own a little bit. But really like his future too.
So one away with Bednar on the mound. You've got, I believe it's 9 guys, or 11 guys that are going to the WBC. How does that impact the way you manage early, Aaron?
With a couple of our guys, like Grish and Belly, I'm debuting tomorrow. I'll probably even wait till about March for Big G. So I'm not in a rush for some of those guys. I don't think it impacts me all that much, other than maybe some guys that otherwise wouldn't get quite as many at bats might get a few more at bats, which is not a bad thing at all. So, I don't expect it to affect our day-to-day so much here.
Yeah, Aaron, can you give us an update on Garrett Cole? I mean, we see the reports. I mean, I watched the video. He's throwing the mid-90s already. Is that going to be a timeline thing? Can he work his way sooner because he looks so good, or is there going to be a strict timeline with him?
No, I think we'll be pretty conservative with it, and the good thing is he looks great. I mean, all those reports are real. You watch Garrett Cole, whether it's throwing a bullpen or a live, and it's just, man, he's got a new arm, and so does really, and the command's there. Feel like he's sharp with everything, so we're really excited where he's at, but I also don't want to jump the gun too much, because it is a very long season coming off a year which obviously he threw 0 innings, so we want to be mindful of that and make sure we build him up safely. Like, he's doing great, and that's awesome, but we want to make sure we maintain that. And that said, we'll pay attention to all of it, and obviously listen to Garrett through it as well. And but it's been a good process, and I would just tell you he looks really good.
Thank you, Aaron. We'll talk to you tomorrow. I appreciate it.
Yep.
All right, so Bednar faces the minimum 3. We go to the bottom of the 4th. The Yankees up. Well, tomorrow afternoon, exclusively on the Gotham Sports app, stream the next spring game from Steinbrenner Field as the Yankees take on the New York Mets starting at 1 p.m. Remember, this game will only be available live on the Gotham Sports app, so download the app and say yes to Yankees baseball. Ricky Vanasco, the new pitcher for Detroit. And the pitch is high to Max Schumann. Last season in A and high A, you see the numbers. 8-9-1 for the Yankees in the bottom of the fourth inning. Schumann with a fly ball right in the second inning, his first at bat. And that's a pitch clock violation. Took too much time. So free ball, 3-0. And there's ball 4. Schumann walks, I guess you say, on 4 pitches, 3 pitches and 1 clock violation. That's the Yankees' new first base coach. He's from the area, Dan Fiorito. Heard only good things about him, introducing himself to Laz Diaz. Worked his way up through the system. So obviously a big throw for him to put on the pinstripes.
Yeah, that's always a good sign when you see somebody that pays their dues and finally gets a chance. It's a feel-good story all the way around, even on the coaching side. You know, we concentrate on the players, but these coaches put in so many hours nowadays. It's never been harder to be a big league coach nowadays, or even on the minor leagues. So much information.
You watch the games on TV, you see them standing in the first base coaching box, third base, Matt Blake coming out. But for a night game, many of them are at the ballpark at noon. I mean, they're really working constantly. There's so much information to then dissect and disseminate to the players and do it in a way that the players understand it and accept it.
Exactly. That is the salient point, Michael, is the translation. Who's the translator from the analytics department to the players?
And that one gets past Valencia, allowing Schumann to move to second. Now, there's also a new rule that's being applied this year that the coaches must stay in the coaching box. Now, the reason they're doing that is because they do not want the coaches to be able to steal signs. So the wider you are, the deeper you are, you might be able to see signs that you should not see. Now, that's not being upheld right there because obviously Luis Rojas is not in the coach's box. But they could call that. Line drive to right field, a base hit. Schumann is going to stop at third, a single for Sanchez. So we understand why they did it, David, but there could be a little bit of a consequence as well. It puts the coaches in harm's way.
Well, that's the thing. They can move back and out of the way. They just can't move closer to the line, because what that does, if you move back and closer to the line, you could see into the pitcher's glove. So they're not really stealing signs. They're stealing pitches right out of the glove from the pitcher. And that's why they've enforced this particular rule. Now, they can still get out of the way, move towards the dugout, move back, but they can't move closer to the line so they can actually see into that glove, that pitcher's glove.
Dominguez into left center. Cruz runs it down. Tagging and scoring is Schumann. And the Yankees lead 6-2. Now, from what I've heard, the way the rule is written, you must stay in the box, and then you could get out once the pitch is delivered. But as David's saying, you got to stay in the box so you can't see into the glove. Once that pitch is delivered, I guess you could backpedal real quick. But you can't tell me that Rojas feels comfortable with Judge or Stanton coming up, standing in that box.
Absolutely not. You know, one of the things that coaches can do, they can see that pitcher's grip. That was the whole key to this whole conversation, is being able to see the pitcher's grip and relay the grip to the hitter.
And that is all very, very legal. Obviously, if they don't say you're out of the box, if you could pick up something on the field, it's legal in steal signs. If a guy at second base can pick up what the catcher's doing. Now, not so much with the pitch com, but that's all legal. It's when you get into electronics and stuff like that, that's when you're crossing the line. Judge hits one deep to left field. Fair, it's gone. And it is gone. Another home run for Judge. A 2-run shot right down the line. And the Yankees pouring it on against the Tigers. You don't want to waste them in spring training, right, David?
First home game of the spring. He's gone deep twice.
Pitch to Ryan McMahon's upstairs. Judge had 53 home runs last year to win the MVP. He's got 2 in the first spring training game.
Guys that are 6'7" in height aren't supposed to hit pitches like that out. Inside pitches that you bring your arms in and cut them off and hit a bullet and keep it fair. That is so difficult for somebody with long arms to do. He's mastered it like nobody else ever has. I've never seen anybody be able to do that at his size. Even Frank Howard back in the day didn't hit pitches inside like that. See, one of the best hitters I ever saw, right-handed hitters, do that. Take an inside pitch, bring your hands in close, and beat you to the spot was Edgar Martinez. I saw him do that in '95 in the playoffs against Scott Kamenicki. If you remember the home run he gave up, it was similar to that pitch right there. You see that pitch on the inside corner, and he really shortens up his swing. And you got to get it out in front and get the barrel of the bat to a certain position to hit it hard and keep it fair. Look at the point of contact.
And down goes McMahon.
I just can't tell you how impressive that is from a skill set wise. How Aaron Judge does this right here, being that big and that tall and being able to hit a ball like that in that location. Says it all. Most right-handed hitters would get around that and pull a foul. He's able to get his hands in a position to keep that ball fair, and that really is the skill.
So a multi-home run game for Judge. He had 7 such games last year. He has 46 career multi-home run games, the most in the majors since his debut. And he's tied with Mickey Mantle for the second most in Yankees history. Babe Ruth leads with 68. Now, one of the knocks, if you could have a knock on Judge, and maybe it was unfair, okay, but he doesn't hit the postseason. Well, that got put to bed last year. He had a .600 batting average in those 2 series that the Yankees played. And he's checked every box except for the one that we spoke about earlier. He wants to get a championship.
And if you think back to the World Series a couple of years ago with the Dodgers, he was coming alive in that series. And that inning just blew up on him. They were headed back to L.A. for a Game 6. Who knows what would have happened at that point. The Murphy's Law inning for the Yankees. But, yeah, he hit a home run in that game, and it looked like he was starting to come alive in that World Series.
So on September 12th, he hit his 362nd home run last year, past Joe D. 21st inning home runs. And he had his 4th season with 50 or more home runs, tied with Babe Ruth for the most in Yankees history. And became the tallest player in baseball history to win a batting title. Chopped over the mound. Torres, high throw over the head of Young, allowing Goldschmidt to reach on the E4.
Well, we've seen Glaber make this play so many times. It's actually one of his better moves are thrown across the body. That one he just launched.
One thing I hope that we're all not doing, David, is taking it for granted. I mean, he's one of the best hitters who ever lived. And you could definitely say that as a right-hander, one of the best right-handed hitters ever lived. But we're so used to it because he does it all the time. But it's kind of special what we're watching.
It is. You're comparing him to names we thought would never be compared to. Babe Ruth? He's having Babe Ruth type seasons? Really? We didn't think that was possible. Joe DiMaggio, Mickey Mantle.
Brown lost one to left field. And that'll do it. But the Yankees end up with 3 more runs. 2 on that swing. His second 2-run home run of the game. Mid-season form here in February.
Stores.
Welcome back to Yankee Spring Training, presented by your local Ford stores. Legacies are proven on the field. Start yours in the legendary Ford Bronco, the official SUV of the Yankees. Fernando Cruz on the mound for the New York Yankees as we start the 5th inning. Yankees have a 6-run lead, 8-2. Big strikeout year for Fernando last year. 72 strikeouts in 48 innings. He was a force out of the bullpen for the Yankees. Shut down a couple of times with injuries, but when he was healthy, he was a weapon for the Yanks. Fly ball left field, and Dominguez puts it away. 1 down.
Right to the top, the Tigers over the right fielder.
Fernando Cruz, we saw last year, pitches with such emotion. Wears his heart on his sleeve. Big performances, big emotional outburst. Big split finger, too. One of the keys with any really good off-speed pitch, no matter what it is, and in particular with split finger fastballs, is sort of the lateness of the break, what it does right when it crosses home plate.
Long throw from short, and DeYoung makes the play to get Jahmai Jones.
Nice little tester there, right? You're in camp trying to make the team. You can play shortstop, can you? All right. From deep in the hole, got it done.
Max Clark pinch hitting for McGonigal. The day is over for Aaron Judge as Garrett Martin takes over in right field. Roderick Arias takes over from McMahon at third base for the Yanks.
Max Clark, another one of the Tigers' top prospects, as their farm system's really loaded.
Popped up. Arias will get a try, and a nice, quick, easy 1-2-3 inning for Fernando Cruz. We're halfway through. Yankees up 8-2.
Tomorrow at 1, exclusively on the Gotham Sports app.
Well, tomorrow afternoon on Yes, the Nets head to Atlanta for a matchup with the Hawks. Coverage starts at 3 with the FanDuel Nets pregame. Then tip-off is set for 3:30 on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. Drew Summers, the new pitcher for the Tigers. He throws one to the backstop as we start the bottom of the 5th inning. Paul DeYoung, 1 for 2, made a nice play in the field in the top of the inning. Singled to center in the 3rd. Struck out in the 2nd. Two and 0. A couple of 2-run home runs by Aaron Judge. 4 games for Summers last year. And speaking of Aaron Judge, he's with Meredith Marakovich right now.
Hey, Michael, I was going to leave him take the mic like he did a couple of years ago, but I don't think he would have been too thrilled about that. We tried that once, but hey, you look like you are in mid-season form right now. 2 home runs today. What has allowed you to lock in so early here this spring?
Well, we got a chance to come down here early and see a lot of great pitchers. We got WBC coming up, which I'm excited about, and an exciting Yankee season. So we got a lot of unfinished business from last season, especially the way it ended for us. So just trying to put myself in the best position to help this team win a lot of ball games.
Look at that home run in the 4th inning. How were you able to get your hands in and keep that one fair?
Oh, last time I did that here was a foul ball, so I'm glad it was fair. But no, just in that situation, I'm just trying to stay inside everything, especially the first one. I got a guy on second base, just trying to move him over for Mac or Goldie to do their job, but I'll be able to get a hold of it. So, it makes it easy. I got JD in front of me getting on base, guys around me getting on base. Just simplifies your approach.
Hey, you said it, unfinished business for this team. A lot of familiar faces in that clubhouse. Some people say running it back, whatever you'd like to say or call it. Why do you think this year will be different for this squad?
It was a special group last year, and now we get a second year of a lot of those guys. They got their feet wet in the Bronx, and the expectations of playing for playing in Yankee Stadium in front of those fans. So I think it's going to be a fun year. The boys are pumped up. We got a great squad, and they're hungry.
We saw a couple ABS challenges today. As we know, it will be implemented during the regular season. As a guy that has been victimized by the low strike, how much do you think this is going to benefit you this year, Aaron?
We'll see. We'll see how much it benefits me. You know, it's going to be something new. You know, I'm a hitter. You know, so I got to go up there and do my job and focus on hitting. And you know, I thought about challenging the first pitch I saw today, but I was like, it's too early. We'll get used to it. Hopefully, we can use it in the right spots to, you know, helps me get another at bat or saving at bat or get a chance to get on base if somebody behind me gets up and delivers a big hit, then you know, we'll definitely use it.
How much is it going to take to kind of get used to that system and not get too aggressive, especially early in games?
Well, I think right now in spring, I want our guys to be aggressive. You know, I think we use all our challenges the game before. You know, today I hope we use all of them just to get a feel for it. I think that's the most important thing. If we don't use it, we don't try it out in spring. I really don't care what anybody says. Like, we got to try it out here and just get used to it. So if we're kind of tentative now and afraid to use it, then no, it's not going to help us during the season.
We saw Spencer Jones go deep to right field as well. You were around him last spring training. Of course, he is back this one. What has impressed you, not only about what you see on the field, but in the clubhouse as well when it comes to Jones?
He's a hard worker. You know, we can see the physical tools, the talent. He's a monster out there roaming around in center field, and then we see, you know, starts it off for us with that big homer. It's just impressive to see. But like you said, in the clubhouse, this guy's showing up early. He's putting his work in the cage. He's doing everything on the backfield he needs to do to prepare himself, to give himself a shot to make this team out of camp. So I'm excited for him. He's got a bright future, and he just wants to learn. I think that's been the coolest part of seeing him is, you know, this guy's going to be a superstar, but he's trying to soak in as much as he can from all the guys around him.
Another guy that is learning but has a huge upside is the guy that was on the mound today, and Carlos Legrand. You faced him during the first live session. He got you once, you got him once. Throughout that, you saw him on the mound. Just what overall do you think of his stuff?
Anytime he can run up to 103, and he has great feel for his off-speed pitches, that's a lethal combo. So just excited for his future, excited for what he can do on the mound for us, man. Bednar's messing around. I know, he messed me up, but Legrand, hey, I'm excited. He's going to have a bright future with us, and looking forward to his debut whenever that comes.
Hey, you have Bednar on the USA squad. You also have Paul Goldschmidt, who drove in the first 2 runs today. Just how valuable is his presence in that Yankees clubhouse, being a veteran guy, being back this season?
That's what I'm saying. He's in the second year with us. You know, he got his feet wet with us last year, and just, you know, really that first year, I feel like a lot of guys just trying to get comfortable. You know, now he knows the players, he knows the staff, he knows the environment. He's played in big games. You know, he's all-star MVP. You know, you can go on and on about him. But I think having a guy like that, a veteran on this infield to help out, you know, especially Ben Rice at first, Volpe, Jazz, and McMahon, it's going to be incredible. So I was pretty happy when he signed back. I was talking to him all off season. He really didn't know what he was going to do, but we're going to have something special for the fans this year. So it's the character.
All right, how pumped up are you for the WBC?
I can't wait. I can't wait. It's going to be fun. Fans are going to be into it. We're going to have a lot of energy. I think the coolest thing is just a lot of superstars are out here playing, and we're going to put a fan on. We're going to put a show on for the fans, that for sure, and bring home the gold.
There are 11 guys on the Yankees that are representing different teams in that WBC. Has there been any kind of talking in the clubhouse already between teams of saying, hey, we're going to get you if we see you?
Yeah, I've been talking to Fernando Cruz a lot. You know, I said, hey, I'll give you a smile now, but when in a couple weeks here, you know, I'm not going to be looking at you smiling. So, just get ready. So we're going back and forth, but we know, WBC is going to be fun and exciting, but we know we got an important Yankee season ahead of us, and we're just all trying to get ready and have some fun.
Well, Aaron, still a little bit of time till you leave to that. Today, you put on a show for Yankees fans. We'll see you in a few more games before you leave. Best of luck. I'm sure we'll talk to you again before that.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Michael, David, we'll send it back up to you guys.
Thank you, Meredith, and thank you to Aaron. These are some of the notable Yanks. We said 11 are going. Bednar, Caballero for Panama, Jazz Chisholm for Great Britain, Cruz in Puerto Rico, Doval, Dominican Republic, Aaron Judge, USA, Austin Wells, the Dominican Republic. 1-0. Oh, no, that was called a strike, 0-1. And while we were talking with Aaron, Spencer Jones challenged the ball that he thought was low. It turned out to be a strike, so the Yankees are out of challenges for this game. They've used 2. One failed one by Sanchez, another one that was successful, and then a failed one by Spencer Jones, so that's 2.
Oh, that was a great interview that Meredith did with Aaron Judge right there. And there's a little something different about Aaron Judge. You know, not just the 2 home runs he hit today, but the unfinished business comment, the bring home the gold comment, more assertive, it feels like.
They get Sanchez as the runners move up.
You know, there's no greater motivator, Michael, than when you've come up short in postseason.
George Lombard Jr. is going to pinch hit for Jason Dominguez. And there was George Lombard Sr. watching his son go into the batter's box. Must be a little awkward for him.
Yes. And tremendous pride.
So Lorenzo, who made that play, being checked out. You know, what's unusual about this Yankee team, we've heard the phrase running it back. 24 of the 26 guys on the ALDS roster are back. That doesn't happen in sports nowadays. It's such a transient business where people change all the time. So to have that same team essentially back, and you're also bringing in Garrett Cole, who missed last year, that's unusual today.
Very unusual. You know, I think it shows the confidence that the Yankees have in their pitching in the minor leagues, and the prospects. And of course, bringing over Weathers in the trade with Miami helps bolster, and he's got a high upside as well. So this kid in the batter's box right here, this is going to go a long way towards the future of the Yankees. Is this a future shortstop, or is this guy, what he does this year is going to be interesting to watch? He's already ready defensively to play in the big leagues. It's a question of the next level offensively, and the talent is all there.
And the Yankees move him around. He's played some third base. Last year, he wants to be better offensively, but that will come as he's younger. Ground ball, shortstop, and that will do it here in the fifth. Yankees walk twice, they strand two, and we'll go to the sixth. All right, we're going to get a look at Harrison Cohen from Syosset, New York. AA and AAA last year, 59 strikeouts, 51 innings, a 1.76 ERA. Opponents hit just 151 against him. And the first pitch is a strike to Gleyber Torres. Foul as Arias made the dive, couldn't come up with it. Just missed. New infield for the Yankees, Tyler Hardman at first, Yorbi Bibas at second, Lombard stays in at short, and Roderick Arias is over at third. New catcher is Peyton Henry. And Duke Ellis is in center field. Lofted into center field. And Ellis makes the play. Well, we saw David Bednar work to the minimum 3 batters earlier in the game, and now he is with Meredith Marakovich downstairs.
Thank you, guys. I'm with Yankees closer David Bednar. David, first time out there this spring. What do you take away from today?
It's just fun to get out there back again and just compete against guys in other jerseys.
Were you working on anything specifically, or are you working on anything specifically this spring?
I think just same as usual, just be consistent with all 3 of my pitches and be in the zone. And, when I'm able to do that, I'm able to get good results.
Now, you are one of the many guys that is heading to the WBC. You'll be with the captain playing for Team USA. Did you change anything during your off-season preparation, knowing you were going to have to ramp it up a little bit early?
No, it was pretty much usual off-season for me, and just ready to get back down here. It was good to see everybody and just get rolling here in a week.
You know, you were traded at the deadline last year. How comfortable do you feel this year coming in, knowing that you're here, you're the closer, you're the guy in the back end?
Yeah, no, I don't think I could speak highly enough about all the guys in the clubhouse that made that transition as easy as possible. And, it was great to see everybody and excited to get to work here.
You stepped into that role and succeeded. What do you think has allowed you to thrive in pinstripes and in New York City?
I think, again, just this my teammates just having my back and just being there for you. And I think it just speaks to the clubhouse and how tight of a group it really is.
Hey, you talk about teammates. Aaron Judge just lurking over there. He's next victim in all this. Well, how do you think he's going to do as captain of Team USA? It seems like he's in mid-season form right now. 2 homers, first game.
Casual. Just casual for him. It's a lot of fun to watch, and I can't wait to watch it in WBC.
Hey, I'm nervous now because he walked back inside. That might be it for me. I also think maybe you're in cahoots with Aaron Boone because he does the interview with Yes during the 4th inning, and you worked so quickly. He got about 3 words in and was done. Were you guys talking about that beforehand?
Yeah, absolutely. He wanted to keep it short, so.
Hey, well, I'm sure we'll catch up with you before you leave for the tournament, but thanks for joining us, and welcome back to Tampa.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Send it back to you guys.
Thank you, Meredith. And David, runner on first, 1 man out. Jake Rogers at the plate against Harrison Cohen. As Rogers swings and misses.
What a devious smile that Bednar has, right? You can just tell.
Yep.
He's up to no good. And that, most relievers are like that.
Right-hander Cohen, 26 years old. He was born in New Hyde Park, grew up in Syosset. And he gets a ground ball to short. They get 1 on the first, not in time. Rogers beats it out. Lombard goes to Bibas, over to Hardman, but not in time. Harrison Cohen is going to pitch for Team Israel in the World Baseball Classic. 3 minor league seasons, 11-5, 2.42. And he's the Yankees' 18th best prospect, according to Baseball America. And a strike. Went to Cold Spring Harbor High School in Syosset, then went on to attend George Washington University for 4 years. He went undrafted, and then the Yankees gave him a chance. Lifelong dream for his. He was a Yankee fan. Ellis will put it away, and Harrison Cohen works a scoreless 6th inning. Go to the bottom of the inning. The Yankees up by 6. Welcome back to Yankee Spring Training presented by your local Ford stores. From the Bronx to the backcountry, the Ford Bronco lives up to its legendary name. That's why it's the official SUV of the Yanks. As we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. On the mound is Jack Little. 2 games last year with the Dodgers. Signed by the Tigers in December. Kennedy Corona at the plate for the Yanks. Hitting in the spot vacated by Aaron Judge. Scoreboard they say Kennedy Corona, and we are saying Garrett Martin. I think it's Corona. And the count is full of 3-2.
Is there a Paul Simon song with that? Mamba Pajamas? Queen of Corona?
2, 3, and 4 in the Yankee order. Now they've taken Corona off the board, so it is in fact Garrett Martin. Nice backhand stop, a drop there by Hao-Yu Lee as Martin reaches.
See, down at the hot corner, the hardest play, the backhand, and then the long throw. Got to catch it first.
So Martin reaches. That'll bring up Roderick Arias. And he takes a strike. Count 0-1. Little high. Foul ball.
You know, on the minor league side, you hear a lot about prospects with the Yankees or all organizations, and Arias is one of those guys, but this is a big year for him to kind of get back into that prospect range.
Runner goes. Throw not handled by Peck. So a stolen base for Martin.
Big jump. 4 or 5 steps and he's gone. Jump was the difference.
Yankees as a team last year had 134 stolen bases, tied for 8th in the major, so they ran a lot. And when Judge got to camp, he talked about how he wanted to steal more bases. And then you hear Jazz Chisholm. So Arias goes down on strikes. One away. And here's Marco Luciano. He pinch ran for Goldschmidt in the fourth. So Chisholm not playing today. He was 30-30 last year. He had an oblique injury for about a month and a half. He didn't even try to steal a base. And now he's aiming for 50-50. And he was told, well, only one person's ever done that, and that's Shohei Ohtani. He said, well, now there'll be two.
Confidence coming into his free agent year, too. So it's a lot of motivation there.
Two and two on Luciano. Now the count full. Second and third for the Yankees with two outs. Peyton Henry at the plate. So Luciano walked, and then Bebas grounded out to first to move the runners up. Now second and third, two outs. And Henry batting in the sixth spot has a 1-2 count. Miguel Palma is on deck, and he will pinch hit for Spencer Jones. That one is ripped, and nice play by Lee. Fires to first, not handled there by Brissenwa, and both runners will score for the Yankees. Hustle play on both ends as the Yankees now lead by 8, 10-2.
You know, fundamentals, right? Good base running, take advantage of it right here at third. You see, pick it up. Once the ball's down, you're ready to score. Coaches love this. Good fundamentals across the board on the Yankee side. Not so much on the Tiger side.
So Henry gets a single and an RBI. The second run will score on the E5. Yankees up by 8 here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Miguel Palma. Pinch hitting. 1-1 count. Little fires over to first. Two and one. Yankees have 70 players in camp, 41 members of the 40-man roster, and it's 41 because Schmidt is on the 60-day IL. He doesn't count toward the 40. So they have 29 non-roster invitees. Yankees coming off a 94-win season, 33rd consecutive winning season, going back to 1993. The record is 39, held by the Yankees 1926 to 1964. I also told you that Aaron Boone, in his 9th season as Yankee manager, in 7 of the 8 seasons, Yankees have had 90 or more wins. And they've had 90 or more wins in 22 of the last 29 full seasons, and that's the most of any team in the majors. Fly ball center field. Clark is there to make the play. Yankees get 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 man left. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Yankees Baseball. Support America's military and first responder heroes. Donate $11 a month to the Tunnel to Towers Foundation at T2T.org. We go to the 7th inning at George M. Steinbrenner Field. Yankees lead 10-2. And Drake Fellows, big right-hander, in for the Yanks. First pitch is chopped to short. Lombard, 1 out.
Good instincts at shortstop. Rather than come back up, plenty of arm strength. You know, that's what they love about Lombard at short. He's got all the moves, all the mannerisms. He looks the part of a big league shortstop.
Lorenzo fouls 1 out. Drake Fellows, 28 years old. In December, signed a minor league deal with the Yanks. 4 minor league seasons, 13 and 13. Last year with the Pirates organization, pitched at AAA Indianapolis. 33 games, first 14 out of the bullpen, then the final 19 as a starter. Sinker, slider, changeup, curve. Pitch inside. Moves the stirrups up to just below the knee. Really aren't stirrups anymore for the most part. They're just blue socks. Change up low and inside, 3-2. Tigers had an unusual season last year, 59 and 38. They started off best record in Major League Baseball, and they were 11.5 games ahead of Minnesota at that time, as Lorenzo walks. But in September, 7-17, they had an 8-game losing streak, and Cleveland kept winning. Cleveland beat Detroit 5 of 6 games during the month and ended up winning the Central by 1 game over Detroit. But then Detroit beat Cleveland 2-1 in the wild card. And they lost in 6 games to Seattle, or in 5 games to Seattle, 3 games to 2. That ended their season. Their big addition this year, they signed Framber Valdez to a 3-year contract. And they lost a highly publicized arbitration case with the 2-time Cy Young Award winner Tarek Skubal, where he got $32 million. And the Tigers, strangely, offered him just 19. That was the biggest disparity ever between an arbitration offer from the team and a request by the player.
But they also brought back Justin Verlander, so their pitching staff's pretty interesting.
And they added Kenley Jansen.
I think the question around the Tigers are, with their injuries in spring training, Trey Sweeney with a shoulder injury, is Javier Baez going to play shortstop again? And when is McGonigal ready to take that position?
I guess they would be really nervous about giving it to a 21-year-old, but it's been done before.
It has, and even if it doesn't happen right out of the gate, if he gets off to a good start in the minor leagues, he could push his way right through, because there's such a need at the position for the Tigers.
That one's popped up. And Bibas makes the play. According to Baseball America, the top prospect was Connor Griffin. Then we saw McGonigal. J.J. Weatherholt, the Cardinals love him. And Jesus Made, the shortstop for the Brewers, and Walker Jenkins, an outfielder for the Twins. Here's John Peck. There's some urgency with the Tigers, David, because Skubal, Jack Flaherty, and Casey Mize all will be free agents at the end of the year. So they built this team right now to try to go far in the playoffs. Because are they going to be able to keep Skubal? That's the big question. And they hedged that a little bit by bringing in Valdez.
They certainly did. It's a great point. We'll see where they are at the trade deadline.
No, we mentioned their great start, but they actually last year, despite making the playoffs, they had the largest blown divisional lead in the history of Major League Baseball. They just fell off a cliff at one point. .3-0 count on Peck. And that's ball 4. So 2 walks issued by Fellows. First and second, 2 men out. And that'll bring up Max Clark. We mentioned him earlier. He's the 6th overall prospect in for Baseball America's top 100. So another big-time youngster, McGonigal and Clark for the Tigers.
Yeah, Clark can really run. Tremendous speed.
And 1. Tomorrow we'll be back. Yankees against the Mets from Tampa, and you can watch it exclusively on the Gotham Sports app. 1-1 on Clark. First and second, 2 down. Yankees up 10-2 against the Tigers. Yankees lost yesterday 2-0. In that game for the Orioles, Pete Alonso hit a 2-run home run. Chopper going to be a tough play, and it's going to be a base hit. Fellows just didn't have long enough arms, so it's bases loaded, 2 outs.
You can see Fellows kind of point to his jersey, to his chest, saying it's his fault, and it was. He needs to continue going to first base with that. See him kind of hold up right here. He kind of got caught in between, and you just keep going. When you field that ball, you don't stop. You just continue on once you field it, and you see he got caught in between. It's right there. He acknowledges, I got to keep going there.
So here's Max Anderson with the bases loaded. Tigers trying to get back in it. Top of the 7th inning.
We saw Max Clark really get down the line there too as well, showing off his speed.
Two walks, infield single, bases loaded, 2 outs. Waved at that one. Good curveball, 0-1. If you joined us late, well, where were you? You missed 2 two-run home runs by Aaron Judge and a long drive by the rookie Spencer Jones. And a pretty impressive start for the youngster Carlos Lagrange. Went 2 2/3 innings. And featured 4 really good pitches.
Yeah, I mean, off the charts in terms of stuff. Just raw talent, arm talent is undeniable. It's not just about velocity. It's about the movement profiles on all of his pitches. A really good changeup, too. Only made 1 mistake with that changeup and gave up the home run to Corey Jelks, but well, if you look under the hood at Carlos Lagrange, you can't help but get excited at some of the stuff he's featuring.
And that one gets past, and that will allow a runner to score as Lorenzo comes home. Ball got past Peyton Henry, and the Tigers have their 3rd run.
It looks to me like Peyton Henry gets caught up trying to frame that pitch and just clanked it off the end of the glove. See, catchers really try to be quiet with their gloves and frame, and sometimes you just forget the most important part, catch it. That's exactly what happened there.
That should be scored a pass ball.
Yes.
So 2nd and 3rd, 2-2 count. Breaking ball just misses. Yankees have no challenges left, so they're at the mercy of the home plate umpire. Ground ball, Lombard gobbles it up across the diamond, and that'll do it. 1 run, 1 hit, 2 men left on base. At the end of 6.5 innings of play, it's time for the 7th inning stretch. Yankees lead this one 10-3. but will stay right here in Tampa as they honor America at George M. Steinbrenner Field.
Ladies and gentlemen, today the New York Yankees are recognizing all the brave men and women of our armed forces. So please direct your attention to the Yankees first base dugout and welcome Sergeant Jerry Vitrano of the United States Army. Sergeant Vitrano served our nation in the infantry in the Vietnam War as part of Charlie Company, and he is a Purple Heart recipient. The New York Yankees welcome Sergeant Jerry Vitrano as our military honoree of the game and say thank you to all of our brave men and women for their service and sacrifices for our nation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask you to rise and remove your caps for the playing of God Bless America.
Fans. Hello, I'm Dennis Quaid. For years, Tunnel to Towers has demonstrated
Spring training on Yes is brought to you in part by the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Help America's heroes. Donate $11 a month at T2D.org. But the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event feels so right, it almost feels wrong. Only at your local Hyundai dealer. And by Citizens. Made ready. Beautiful day in Tampa as the Yankees lead this one 10-3. Cole Weeks. Last time he pitched in the majors, May 11, 2023. He's on for the Tigers. The first pitch is upstairs. Sixth pitcher used by A.J. Hinch. Way inside. Carlos Legrand, we talked about him earlier, so impressive, and now Meredith Marakovitz speaks with the youngster.
Carlos, first outing of the spring for you, back-to-back strikeouts with the changeup there in that first inning. How good did you feel about that pitch this afternoon?
Me sentí bien con el cambio, la verdad, hoy. Y ya, solo eso.
Yeah, I felt really good with the changeup, you know, definitely. Yeah, just that.
We all know you have the triple-digit fastball. Just overall, what do you think is the biggest area you need to grow in to get to the next level here?
Entendiendo de que tú tienes una recta de alta velocidad que puede llegar a 100 millas, pero desde tu punto de vista, ¿qué son cosas que te gustaría trabajar, mejorar en tu juego?
No, lo que me gustaría seguir mejorando es atacar la zona de detrás. Hoy la tuvimos atacando, aunque fallamos algunos pichos, pero solo eso. Yo me siento bien con lo que puedo hacer la lomita.
Yeah, I feel like, attacking the strike zone is important for me. I felt good today, felt like we did that today, and, good with the results there.
If you could give a scouting report on yourself, what would you say?
O sea, si tú mismo te hiciera tu reporte, ¿qué tú dirías?
No, yo diría que soy un muchacho que puede competir y que agresivo siempre con los bateadores, solo eso.
Someone who likes to compete, face hitters, attack them, and aggressive facing hitters.
Speaking of facing hitters, you faced a big one in your first live session in Aaron Judge a couple times. During that, what was it like facing Judge, even though it was just a live session and not in a game?
Y entendiendo eso, que te gusta la competencia, te gusta competir en ese live que tuviste, te enfrentaste contra Judge. ¿Cómo fue esa competencia, entendiendo que son compañeros de equipo?
No, fue una buena competencia, la verdad. Yo solo me subí a la lomita, hice mi trabajo, siempre respetando el trabajo de los demás y solo eso, atracar la zona.
Yeah, focus on doing my job there. At the end of the day, I got to focus on what I'm trying to achieve that day, work-wise, respecting the game, enjoying the competition, and yeah, it's fun.
Being one of the young prospects coming up, is there anyone in that rotation or any other pitcher that you're really leaning on to kind of show you the way up here?
Entendiendo que tú eres uno de los lanzadores jóvenes de este equipo, de los prospectos, de esos lanzadores, de esos veteranos que tiene el equipo, ¿hay alguno que tal vez te ha dado otro consejo o al que tú miras para que te apoye en tu crecimiento?
Bueno, de lo de la rotación, he hablado de ellos así como yo tan y eso, pero todavía no hemos hablado sobre béisbol, pero lo que es Andy y Ron Guidry, yo he hablado con ellos sobre alguna cosita ahí, que no trate de hacer de más en la lomita, y si tira un picheo bueno, que repita lo mismo y ya.
Yeah, the guys in the starting rotation, we've chatted a little bit here and there. We haven't gotten into a lot of baseball talk, but I've had the opportunity to talk with Andy Pettit and Guidry here, and they've given me great advice, told me not to overcomplicate things or try to do too much on the mound. Great tips from great players, and something I've taken in.
When speaking to pitching coach Matt Blake, he spoke about your demeanor, your makeup. What gives you the confidence this early on? Because you seem unfazed on the mound.
Hablamos con el pitching coach y habló, ¿verdad? La tranquilidad que se ve en el montículo, la manera que ataca a los bateadores. ¿Qué te permite tal vez lograr eso, balancear eso en la lomita?
Bueno, lo primero es que yo confío en mí, yo confío en lo que tengo. Y si yo no tiro la bola, el juego no empieza. El pitcher que tiene el control del juego y uno tiene que llevar el juego calmado, no deja que nada lo desespere y ser uno mismo siempre en el montículo.
Yeah, you just got to believe in yourself. You got to trust the stuff you have. You have to, if I don't throw that ball, then the game doesn't start. So you got to understand that you're going to face situations. You got to be calm. You got to execute and take a handle off the rhythm of the game.
Well, I know there's about 10 writers over here looking to talk to you, so I'll let you go. Carlos, Marlon, thanks for the time, guys.
You're welcome.
Michael, back up to you.
All right, thank you, everybody. That was the interview of the day, brought to you by your local Ford stores. I did have 8 years of Spanish in high school and college, and I did understand Andy and Guidry. And I'll tell you what a resource for all the young pitchers in camp to talk to those guys. And Andy Pettit's going to be the pitching coach for the USA team in the WBC.
Yeah, Andy's great. He's still out there throwing batting practice, too. I mean, much less just his presence. It's fantastic. Ron Guidry. Carlos Lagrange is well-schooled to mention Pettit and Ron Guidry. Right. Really smart move. His stuff was impressive. His demeanor's impressive as well.
I always wonder, he said the rotation, they haven't really gotten to talk about baseball. They're probably, just joking around in the locker room. Those veterans have to do things for themselves as well. When does it spill over? Okay, I'm going to pay it forward.
That's a great question. I think one thing about the Yankees organization is that's a cultural thing that's been there forever, going back to old timers day. The spring trainings I went to see Yogi Berra in there. I got a chance to meet Joe DiMaggio, you know, during my time. I feel so lucky. Hank Bauer, Moose Gowron, they all set that tone for the Yankees. And I know Andy was around that, and he's doing it now. Certainly Ron Guidry used to drive Yogi to spring training every year. There's no better resources to talk to than those two guys.
And it's interesting, too. You know, you see all the Yankee legends, they call them, come back for spring training. And it's not about appealing to the fans that come to Tampa, although that's a nice sidelight. But they do impart wisdom. They've been there. They've done that. The Yankees, you know, they sell their championship legacy, and they want the people that have done it to articulate that to the players.
You know, Brian Cashman has been, you know, really good about the guys he brings in as far as the alumni or the veteran players are the ones that are not only that want to be there, they want to work. They want to get involved and have those conversations. They want to throw batting practice. They want to be on the field.
Pitch sharply, a base hit for Arias. And moving to third is Lombard Jr. And on top of that one.
Yes, he did. The kid has some talent, Arias. He hasn't lived up to the billing as of yet. That's why we say it's a big year for him.
All right, so first and third for the Yankees. 1 run in on the home run by Tyler Hardman. And Luciano takes a pitch upstairs, 1-0. 11-3 Yankees. First home spring training game for the Yankees, trying to even up their spring record at 1-1 after losing yesterday. Mets come into Steinbrenner Field tomorrow.
Aaron Judge's 2 home runs today. The one to dead center was 420 feet. One to left field was 395, but that might have been the more impressive one because it was an inside pitch. Spencer Jones hit a home run that was 111 miles an hour off of the bat. Went 408 feet. Carlos Legrand threw several pitches over 100 miles an hour today, so a lot of power on the field today.
2-1. Rip foul.
I'm really anxious to see, you know, Ryan Weathers throw, because obviously his father and I were teammates with the Yankees. And David Weathers, pretty important role he played in some of those postseason games. He was one of the only guys that could get out. Juan Gonzalez when we played Texas. Some huge outs that David Weathers got. And certainly his son Ryan's a lefty, but a lot of potential there. Had a couple guys, you know, father-sons. The Bellingers and the Weathers, pretty unique to have on one team.
And that's a walk to load the bases. Well, this is the Yankees' projected rotation to begin the season. Rodon and Cole start on the IL. Max Fried, Schlittler, Warren, Heel, and Weathers. So they're going to make a pitching change, and we could talk about this rotation. When you get back Cole and you get back Rodon, and all of a sudden Rodon's your number 3 starter and Fried's your number 2, you could say the rotation is a strength, and you can match it up with any other team. If Cam Schlittler, the way he pitched last year, is your 4th starter, David, that's pretty good.
That's very good, and you know, whoever's bumped out of there can fortify the bullpen as well, whether that, you know, any one of those guys, you could say, especially on the back end, could really be effective in the bullpen if needed as well.
Well, that's one of the strengths and one of the things they felt important in putting this team together, that they like their starting pitching so much. And one of the things that Aaron Boone pushed back against this week You know, people keep saying running it back, and really they are running it back from the team at the end of the year, certainly not the team that started last year. He said, you can't say we're running it back when we're going to get back Garrett Cole. He said, that's a big addition. If you were getting Garrett Cole on your team, I mean, that's a different squad. And if Garrett Cole's pitching game 1 of the playoffs, you've got a pretty good pitcher in game 1.
Yes, I agree. He is a huge X factor, you know, one of the very best in the game of his generation. So taking care of him, getting him back, not rushing it is a key for the Yankees this year. The depth of their minor league arms we talked about. That was a preview with Carlos Legrande today. There's more on the way. Ben Hess, former #1 pick we haven't seen, has been impressive in bullpen sessions. Elmer Rodriguez yesterday, very impressive. Aaron Boone's talked him up. So, yeah, the overall depth of the pitching staff on the starting rotation side is definitely the strength of the organization right now. Position players are hard to find, hard to trade for nowadays. There's such a premium on that. So developing prospects from up within is what every organization wants.
Let's check in with Meredith Marakovitz. And Meredith, obviously the talk of spring was the performance by Garrett Cole yesterday, hitting 97 on the gun.
And Michael, that was a big step for Garrett Cole. That was the first time he was throwing to hitters post Tommy John surgery. He threw 16 pitches in that session. He told me he threw all fastballs. In his bullpen session, he has been throwing breaking pitches, but they wanted to focus solely on that fastball, make sure everything is right with that, and then kind of go from there as he builds himself up. He told me today when I spoke to him in the clubhouse, not only did he feel great yesterday, perhaps even more important, he felt good recovery-wise today, no issues. And really, throughout this rehab process, he told me there have been no hiccups. It has been exactly as planned, taking step after step. And he said yesterday was such a big step for him because prior to that, it had just been about putting in the work, checking the boxes. But yesterday, he had the opportunity to actually go out there, compete a little bit, and get the adrenaline going. Almost a little bit of a reward for him. Now, you talked a little bit about patience. Even though that was a pretty big step in the process, there's still a lot more he has to go through prior to joining this rotation. And Garrett Cole said, although that was exciting and he knows he's moving in the right direction, the worst thing he can do right now is try to do too much too soon. He has to stick with the protocol that has worked for him so far. We're going to take a quick step aside here, Michael, but more on the pitching when we get back here in Tampa.
Eighth inning at Steinbrenner Field. Yankees lead 11-3. Brock Selvage, the left-hander, in for the Yanks. Number 12 prospect in the Yankees organization. Hao-Yu Lee leads off. Count 1-1. So Selvage is the 7th pitcher the Yankees have used. You know, we talk about some of the guys that might go to the bullpen when Rodon and Cole come back. Well, everybody needs pitching depth. Last season, the average major league team used 13 starting pitchers, with an average of 39 starts made by pitchers who were not in the team's top 5 in starts. So it's not a luxury, it's a necessity. People get hurt too much. So you need, I remember you told me about 10 years ago, David, don't tell me about 5 starters, you need 7 starters. And I think it might be worse now.
Yeah, you're starting to pay attention to the second 5. Your number 6 through 10 starters. And the Dodgers were a perfect illustration of that last year, as they kind of played some of their injured starters, had them all ready at the end, including Roki Sasaki, who was a starter early in the year, kind of really struggled, and then had him ready to close at the end of the year. It was, the Dodgers played that to perfection because they had so many resources and so much depth, and they could slow play their injuries and have everybody lined up in the second half. And I see a little bit with the Yankees now. Slow play Garrett Cole. Carlos Rodon, I think, is ahead of schedule, but yeah, it's impressive.
Lombard, the long throw, got him. Nice play by George Lombard Jr. to retire Lee.
Watch the rings. The first quick step, and all in one motion. And if you're going to bounce it out in front like that to give your first baseman a chance. We'll have to ask him after. I'm not sure if he was trying to do that or throw it all the way, but it worked out. And there's Pops, the proud dad.
That'll bring up Justice Bigby. Came in as a pinch runner for Jake Rogers in the 6th inning, so this is his first at bat. You've got to be bursting if you're the dad. I mean, this game doesn't mean anything for the Tigers or the Yankees. It's, you know, getting in work to see your son make a play like that. Goodness, the feeling. And there's another Lombard, Jacob Lombard, who is projected to be a top 3 pick in the next draft. Pretty good DNA.
He's rivaling the Holidays.
Yeah.
The Holiday clan.
We had George on the Hot Stove show during the offseason. I asked him, well, if your brother is selected ahead of where you were, is he going to be the type that would brag? He said, he'll never let me forget it.
Rightly so.
Well, David said it earlier. The defense is there now to play in the big leagues. It's just the bat has to catch up. Three and 2 on Bigby. Bigby goes down on strikes, didn't like the call. And that'll bring up Josue Briseño.
Yeah,
right. 11-3 Yankees. We're in the 8th.
The call was a strike. The batter's challenging.
A challenge by Briseño. First challenge by the Tigers. Yankees have used both of theirs.
The call is confirmed. Detroit has 1 challenge remaining.
So Briseño wrong. This is why I think it's a good system, Dave, because it's so fast.
Yes, and you can see it's fan participation.
One of the things I worry about, that if the World Series ends on a called third strike and you have a challenge left, you're going to challenge on the last play of the World Series. And that's going to be tough on Joe Davis to make the call.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't take the challenge you saved one day and move it on to the next. So if you end a game on a strikeout, you are going to challenge.
It illustrates the importance of saving one in your back pocket for later in the game, in a tight game especially.
Swing and a miss. Savage with a good inning as he retires the Tigers in order with 2 strikeouts. We go to the bottom of the 8th.
Sorrento.
Bottom of the 8th inning, Matt Seelinger in for the Tigers. And Peyton Henry swings at the first pitch and lost it to the right side. And the Sun wins that one, as that one will drop in for a base hit for Henry. A double.
I'm not sure if that was the Sun or not. It just looked like he overran it. Just went too far. Had to cover a lot of ground to get there.
Ben Malgary. Count 2-0. Three and 0. Jackson Castillo at the plate. And there's ball 4. So first and second, nobody out. Hey, tickets for all 2026 Yankee home games are on sale at Yankees.com. This season's home schedule includes some great promotional giveaways and is highlighted by interleague games against the Dodgers and Cardinals, as well as the annual Subway Series games against the Mets. For more information and to get your 2026 Yankees tickets, visit Yankees.com today. Sunsplash Day in Tampa. Another sellout crowd. First one of the year, 9,778 made their way to Steinbrenner Field to see this one. Hardman hit a home run in the 7th. He comes up with first and second. Nobody out. And a strike. Sounded faster than 93, but that's what we had it at, 1 and 2.
The sounds of baseball are back. The crack of the bat, the mitt.
Do you know, David, this is the first Saturday with baseball of the year. We will not have a Saturday without baseball until November. So settle in with us for the ride. It should be fun, everybody. Keeps it in front, 2 and 2. When did you start to care in spring training about results for you? Obviously, the team winning or losing, that's anybody's guess how it impacts winning in the regular season. But as a pitcher that you wanted to see, I got to get outs.
Yeah, I think, around your 4th or 5th start, as you're rounding into form and mixing in all your pitches. I think nowadays everything's so much more process oriented and you have so much more information that you can go back and look at all the numbers that are presented to you today and kind of glean information from that and probably worry about that. Your stuff, your shape, everything's where it should be. The results will come. I'll trust the process. So it's much more of that mentality now than we used to have. We didn't have the information to fall back on. It was just straight eye test for us. So results in spring training, yeah, you looked at those a little more than you probably do nowadays.
And that's ball 4. The bases are loaded. David and I yesterday were part of a great event at the Mohegan Sun for the Connecticut Cancer Foundation, and we had a big round table asking questions, and Fred McGriff and Cecil Fielder and others were there, and you could see that guys like Fred McGriff and Fielder, they don't like the analytics overtaking the game. But I know you're a veteran and you played in their time. You seem like you appreciate it.
I do. I think it's good to have all the information you can get. Anything that you can use to your advantage. I think the problem is for a lot of the guys that were, ex-players or ex-scouts or really baseball lifers is they kind of feel like they were shown the door, that they were devalued on the way out the door, that their opinions were invalidated somehow by the new information, the new metrics. And there's a balance there. There's still a play. That's why Andy Pettitte and Ron Guidry are in camp. The Yankees value that. There's certainly, something to offer for everybody. But, it's really, I think there's a little bit of a resentment there from some of the guys that feel like, what my opinion doesn't matter. Oh, you guys know it all now. And I think it's more emotional than it is actual factual. But nonetheless, I understand their feeling.
And Duke Ellis goes down on strike, so he strikes out with the bases loaded. That's the first out for Seelinger.
It's hard to refute objective evidence. When you get presented with objective evidence and data that has, some meat on the bones, it's hard to argue with that. I would have loved to have had the Edgertronic cameras and the TrackMan data when I pitched, and to use that for pitch design. Oh man, I would have loved to have those tools. Now we really think that batting, some of the metrics that StatCast is coming out is starting to catch up. The path of the bat, the angle of attack, the intercept point. There's some new stats out coming out this year with regards to the bat work of hitters. It's really interesting in my mind.
3-0 on Lombard Jr.
The point of contact, where the hitter makes contact with the pitch, is really important.
And there's ball 4. That's going to force in the run as the Yankees lead 12-3. As Peyton Henry scores.
I think also, Michael, that the advancements in biomechanics, the study of how the body moves, is so important nowadays for athletes to understand how to train, how their bodies move, how you can make it more efficient.
You know, what's really interesting is everybody thinks, well, this is what big leaguers do. I'm telling you, it's at all levels. My son is on an 11 and under travel team, and they have access to trajectory machines. It's amazing. So it's all the way at that level that they're using this sort of thing. And for those that don't know, Traject actually shows you if you want to face Randy Johnson. It's got a video of Randy Johnson, and the ball comes out of the hole in the screen just like Randy Johnson.
Yeah, with the same movement profiles,
right.
The same spin, the same velocity, exactly as close as you can get to, and it's really impressive. A lot of big league teams use it now.
And that's why I think DHs do better now and pinch hitters do better, because they have access to that.
Yes. You know, Shohei Ohtani barely takes batting practice on the field anymore, traditional batting practice. He does it more on, you know, the tee work behind the scenes, and then a little bit of a trajectory work too as well. High-speed velocity machines.
And there's ball 4, another run forced in. Lucky 13 for the Yankees, and A.J. Hinch has seen enough of Seelinger. So Hinch is going to go to the bullpen. Yankees still have the bases loaded, but they are up by 10 in the bottom of the 8th.
Bet365 is...
Jumps on the first pitch that he sees and sends it over the wall for a grand slam. Yankee power on display in Tampa, and they're up 17-3.
What a nice day for Roderick Arias. There's a lot of talk about him getting passed up by guys like George Lombard Jr., and he has this kind of skill and this kind of talent. That's why he was one of the top prospects coming up. He needs to show this kind of offensive potential.
Woo-Suk Go is the new pitcher. One and two. So Arias goes gone on Go. Hits himself a grand slam. Home runs by Hardman, 2 by Judge, 1 by Spencer Jones, and now 1 by Roderick Arias, and the Yankees are up by 2 touchdowns.
Yes. First home game in spring training.
So the count full at 3-2. Up the middle, knocked down by Anderson, recovers and makes the play. 2 down.
Be aggressive. Bases loaded. The game's out of control. You get a first pitch fastball. You got a grand slam.
And he celebrates with the guy who started the game, Carlos Lagrange. Yankee kids showing off today. So here's Bebos, 9th batter to come to the plate for the Yanks. Six runs so far this inning to break it open. In the center field, and that's going to dunk in for a base hit. So a single for Bebos.
One of those innings that you only get in baseball, right? Some of the balls are hit hard, the grand slam. Some of them that aren't hit hard still fall in for hits. That's the random variance that you get in some of the games like this.
There's Henry. He started it off with that double that was either lost in the sun or misjudged by Malgary in right field. That's ripped to left field. It's a base hit. Stevenson will get the ball in. Bebos stops at second. And here's Jackson Castillo. He walked earlier in the inning. The Yankees taking some early afternoon BP. Battering the Tigers on the Saturday afternoon. Yankees going to open their season on the West Coast. They'll start 3 in San Francisco against the Giants, then move to Seattle for 3 against the Mariners before they have the home opener after that. It's driven to right field, deep. That ball is gone. A 3-run home run for Castillo, and the Yankees have 20 runs. They're up 20-3. Well, these kids are not giving away any at-bats. These are important for them.
Very aggressive. Everybody is just teeing off, leaning back and letting it fly. Collectively, the Yankees have gotten off a lot of A swings today, from top to bottom.
Our first regular season game on Yes last year, Yankees won 20-9 over Milwaukee. And the first 3 pitches of that game were home runs as Lorenzo has been shaken up behind the plate. Only 1 inning today where they didn't score. And that was the 5th, and they left 2 runners on base. Looks like Lorenzo is okay. And for the Yankees, the kids are okay. They're all smiling, feeling good about things, starting with Carlos Loranje, who started the game for the Yankees, won 2 2/3 innings. We mentioned Elmer Rodriguez yesterday, pitched well, 3 innings of shutout ball against the Orioles. And the thing that got people's attention, Matt Blake said, other than maybe 2 players, that's the Orioles lineup that they'll run out at the beginning of the year. Swing and a miss. And the inning is over. Yankees tattooing the Tigers. We go to the 9th. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Yankees Baseball. Spring training on Yes, presented by your local Ford stores. Legacies are proven on the field. Start yours in the legendary Ford Bronco, the official SUV of the Yankees. A little known fact, that's how Meredith gets home after each game in Tampa. Loves her boat. Nice job with all the interviews. So we go to the 9th inning. Many in the sellout crowd headed home, but we're glad that you stayed with us the entire time. as the Yankees try to get their final 3 outs. Selvage in for a second inning of work. 2-0 count on Stevenson. Brock rocks and deals. There's a strike. And there's ball 4. Well, tomorrow afternoon, exclusively on the Gotham Sports app, stream the next spring training game from Steinbrenner Field as the Yankees take on the New York Mets starting at 1 p.m. Remember, this game will only be available live on the Gotham Sports app, so download the app and say yes to Yankees baseball. Sun into the shadows, making it difficult for the hitters, but not for the Yankees so far. Samuel Heel is the pinch hitter for Lorenzo. And the Yankees are going to pitch Luis Heel tomorrow against the Mets to start it off. Two and two.
Well, to me, Michael, the two most impressive parts of this day, a 20-3 score in the 9th, were Aaron Judge, obviously, the 2 home runs he hit, and the interview he did with Meredith Marakovits, I thought was one of the best ones that he's given. Just the determination, how much he wants it, calling for gold on the USA, calling for almost redemption from the Yankees, unfinished business.
That one is caught by Duke Ellis for the first out.
And Carlos Lagrange starting on the mound, just lighting it up. Several pitches over 100 miles an hour, and to go with a 4-pitch mix. So, yeah, Judge, impressive. Carlos Lagrange can give you something to dream on. Well, to me, that's what I take away from today's game.
And I know you also were impressed by somebody who's starting to hit a little bit like, at least style-wise, like Shohei Ohtani, Spencer Jones.
Yeah, I like this. I like what he's trying to do in the box. He's trying to make adjustments. He's trying to get quicker with this, get ready to hit sooner. Almost copying. He sort of looks like stylistically a hybrid between Judge and Ohtani to me, and a couple of pretty good guys to follow in my mind.
Chop, second base. There's one. And they're saying he's safe at second. Looked like he dropped the ball on the transfer, but that's not what the umpire said.
You can see right here, that 20-3 game, no reason to even do this. Take the easy out at first base. There's no reason to cut down the runner at second. Maybe a close game, you take that chance, but you just need outs here. There's no reason to even attempt to play like that at second. Just take the out at first.
Here's John Peck. 2-0. This long inning, I tell you what, Brian Scott Cohen's getting his money's worth.
Timing in life is everything.
That's right. He's your mortgage guy. And a step off. Yankees have used 7 pitchers in this game. And the Tigers 9. 2-1. You know, we talk about the sound of the bat hitting the ball hitting the glove, and the sunshine coming through your screen. And with these intense, dire predictions for the weather coming into New York, boy, do we need this. So all the snow was starting to be cleared out from that big storm that we had, and now looking at unbelievable numbers again.
Groundhog saw a shadow? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Swing and a miss. Peck down on strikes. Tigers down to their final out. And here's Max Clark. Selvage about to throw his 35th pitch. First and second, 2 men out. 1-1. And the Tigers down to their last strike. Max Clark with an infield single in the 7th. Now first and second. 2 outs here in the 9th. Tigers down by 17. Looks more like Giants-Lions right now, that score. And that one all the way to the backstop as the runners move up. If you've missed baseball over the winter, we're giving you as much baseball as you could possibly handle today.
Soak it up.
We're going to be part of the family all the way through September. So thank you for joining us and letting us join you. And 2, leading 3, 5 and 1. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, and that will do it. As the Yankees finish it off, their first spring training win of the year, and they win this one by a 20-3 score over Detroit. And we told you about the home runs, but LaGrange certainly stands out, Dave.
He does. I mean, he comes as advertised, just a big power arm, but much more than that. I mean, he's a pitcher. He's got the secondary pitches to go with it. Certainly Aaron Judge, too. Wow, what a player. How fun it is to watch him.
All Yankees in this one, 20-18-1, beating 3-5-1, took 3 hours and 3 minutes. LaGrange with the win, Montero the loss, and Judge